Gimai Seikatsu or Day with My Stepsister episode 3. And wow, what an episode this was. To say that I didn't expect a lot of the things that happened in this episode to happen would be an understatement because there are a lot of things that, definitely got me by surprise. And I mean, yeah, the episode was actually really, really good. I think it is perfectly fine and correct to say that the episodes keep getting better and better, as the episodes go by. Normally, that is something that doesn't happen. It is very hard for an anime to do that, for an episode and then another episode and then another episode to top it out, the previous one. But this anime has been doing it pretty convincingly, so yeah, that is actually very good. And I guess one way to describe this episode is that it was an episode about showing us what is currently, happening inside Saki's mind. That is one way to describe it because this episode was all about showing us the progression of Saki slowly but surely coming to like, Yuuta. I think the actions that, Saki took in this episode made that very clear that she likes, Yuuta. Even though she doesn't realize herself yet, I think it is pretty clear to all of us that she does like him a lot, in fact. And I mean, I can see why. I mean, Yuuta is a very considerate person, he's a very nice person, he's a very chill dude. So yeah, I can see why she ends up liking him. It is not like, she ended up liking him out of nowhere. I mean, he's actually a very nice guy. So yeah, I can see why. Maybe a lot of people may say that it is very fast, but you also have to take into account the place where Saki is coming from. She's coming from a very turbulent past. She has a lot that she's dealing with. And you suddenly have this guy, this nice guy coming to your life. Of course, something like that will happen. And even if it's very fast, it is understandable. So yeah, she came to like Yuuta. Again, she hasn't realized herself yet, but I think it is not going to be very long before she realizes it. Maybe by the halfway point she will realize it. I think it will take a little bit more time for Yuuta to start liking Saki. I think one thing we can say pretty assuredly, pretty safely, is that he definitely cares for her at this point in time. I think we can say that, with 100% certainty, even if it's not in a romantic way at this point in time. I think it will eventually get into that, but not in this point in time. But yeah, he does definitely care a lot about her, more than any other person, I would say. So yeah. And yeah, in this episode we can see that, Saki is recounting everything that has happened until now, her interactions with Yuuta, how nice he has been to her, everything he has said, he has done, everything that revolves around him. Saki has been paying a lot of attention to that. So yeah, even the smallest of details, she has been aware of all of it. And yeah, she's starting to be conscious that she cannot stop thinking about Yuuta. She's aware that every second, every minute, every day that passes by, she's always thinking about Yuuta. She said that she feels a little bit uncomfortable around him, not in a bad way, but in a way that she doesn't know why she feels that way. I guess the best way to say it, she feels like she always has to be on edge when she's around, Yuuta. And we all know why that is the case. It is because she likes him, but of course she doesn't realize that herself. But yeah, she's already been aware of small things like that she's feeling a certain way when she's around Yuuta. The clear demonstration that at this point in time she does like Yuuta is the action that she took in this episode, that she went into his room basically semi-nude. The reason why she did that, or at least that is the way I interpret it, is because of two things. One of them being that Yuuta in this episode said that, well, of course he has those type of desires. We know what desires I'm talking about. Yeah, he definitely has those desires. Couple that with the fact that she doesn't know how to handle her feelings towards, Yuuta. She did that thing that she did in this episode, which was going to his room semi-nude. So yeah, those two things, the thing that Yuuta said in this episode about him having those desires but not acting on them, and also that, well, she doesn't know how to handle her feelings because she has never felt this way before. Those two things make her do the thing that she did in this episode. And surprisingly enough, Yuuta handled that very well. I mean, given the situation he was in, he was actually pretty understanding, pretty chill, pretty adult-like in that scene, in that moment. And yeah, I think he handled it very well, to be honest, because maybe another character would have done something very different, in the sense that going forward they would have been very awkward with each other, but not in the case of Yuuta. He handled it very well in the sense that they're going forward with their lives. And yeah, I guess one of the reasons why he handled that very well was because he came to understand what Saki was thinking. He came to understand what she was facing and all the things about her past. So yeah, because of that, he had a clear mind on what he needed to do. That scene was definitely shocking. I don't think it's a stretch to say that, because it happened suddenly, it happen in a very chill anime like this one, but I think it was actually very important to the story. Yeah, this episode definitely took things to another level in a good way, so I hope the next episodes are also very good just like this one. There have been also a couple of misunderstandings between them too. For example, at one point in time, Yuuta thought that, maybe Saki was doing something, I guess you can say, in the nightlife. You know what I mean by that? She was doing something that would probably raise some eyebrows, and then, Saki for her part thought that maybe, Yuuta was actually not the person that he appeared to be, because he said that he wanted to do the laundry, and also because his eyebrows were very, I guess you can say, well shaped. And yeah, because of that, Saki had a little bit of a misunderstanding. So yeah, they have had a couple of misunderstandings, and that is normal because until recently they didn't know each other at all. But yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened in the episode. If you enjoyed the episode review, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss the next episode review, please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that will be everything by me, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.